Hello, friends. It's time for another video. It's been 2 weeks. It's amazing how time flies, and I figured I had to give an update because that's what we do on YouTube. We update people. Well, that's not what other people do. Other people create content. I don't have the mental bandwidth for that. So I just give you an update every once in a while, and it's as live as it can possibly be. So I'm recording this on I don't even know what day it is. Friday. I'm on vacation. I don't care what day it is, but it's Friday at, I don't know, 3 o'clock or something. Okay, so this will go out in a couple hours when I finish, dicking around with everything and get it uploaded. What is the point of this video? I was thinking about something that I said. I was in a stream the other day with Evelyn Black and Ash, Danielle. I said it wrong the other video. It's Danielle, not Daniel. Ash, Danielle, and Sarita, and Carrie Share, and of course Evelyn. I mean, and we were all in this between drafts, sort of a new concept, just a chatty live stream. And I said something that set a few people off. They didn't say anything, but there were snickers. I've never actually read my own books. I just send them off to people without reading them.
Oh
It's a
my
brave man.
gosh.
Isn't that insane? So I wanted to go into that a little bit more fully. When I look down, I'm not looking at a script. I'm actually just looking at the side of the table and trying to very, very quickly think of what I'm supposed to be saying next. We never have scripts. Okay, lucky you. It's all just ad-libbed. So the whole I don't read my books before sending them out thing, it ties into something I said many, many, many videos ago when I might have only had 50 subscribers. Thank you to all the new subscribers, by the way. And that was that people that you send things out to love to feel like they're being useful and providing input. And if you give 100%, okay, we'll go back. The thing that I said in that video was, don't ever give your 100%. Because if you do that and send it off to people, because they all want to feel useful, they all want to feel like they're making a contribution, making the work better, which is great, they will make comments. They will find things. And if you feel that you've given 100%, that feedback might destroy you. So instead, give 80%. Give 80%, send it off, and then when people have comments that they make, you can just nod along going, yep, yeah, I didn't fully flesh that out, and that's fine. And you don't have to feel bad. There's no pressure, stress, guilt, shame ever, because in your mind, you didn't give it your all. I understand that this advice goes against everything that's ever been said through all of history. This is the way to do it. Okay? So, when I said in Evelyn's stream, whisperingly, that I don't read my books before sending them out, I don't. I do what I believe is the best I can in drafting. It does take me a long time to put down a sentence, and then the next, and the next, and the next. I also, this could be a whole other video. I stay in the story when I'm writing it. I make sacrifices. No one else seems to make any sacrifices. We're going to go into a bunch of things this video. No one else seems to make any friggin' sacrifices. If you're writing a book and your dream is to write or have finished writing that book and get a literary agent and live the author life and all this other stuff, you have to make sacrifices. You can't say, I'm writing a book, but tonight I'm going out to dinner for 3 hours and then I'm going to sit on the couch and watch whatever's on Netflix, and then I'm going to spend time with my partner doing whatever you guys do in order to keep the world moving. You have to make sacrifices, and that involves blocking out time and writing. And that's what you do. You don't watch movies. You don't watch TV. You don't go out to, the theater or dinners or anything else. You sacrifice everything else in existence every single day until you're done your book. And you may be like, well, my book's taken me 8 months so far. I can't possibly sacrifice my entire life for 8 months. It won't take 8 months if you actually sacrifice. I'm not actually angry. I'm being dramatic. It's fun. If you have young kids, obviously you got to deal with the kids. You got to deal with the family stuff. If your kids are grown up, pretty much self-sufficient, as mine are, you can block out a lot of time. If you don't have kids at all, there is no excuse. When you're done work, write. You don't need to watch fucking Fantasy Island or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called, but there's all sorts of shows, and they're all geared towards stealing your time. The same as all of those apps like TikTok and Instagram and is that all? I don't know. But like all those things, even YouTube to an extent. Although the long form content I find is far easier to pause and come back to when you have some more available time or feel like taking a break from whatever you're doing. You can come back to YouTube. That other stuff is like, stay with us, stay with us, stay with us. It's a cult. That's exactly how cults work. They're like, oh, you could go have lunch right now, but then you'll miss what I'm about to say about, how to increase your multi-level marketing presence and sell more goods, whatever. Everything is trying to manipulate you. You have to make a conscious effort to block out time and sacrifice everything if you want to get your book done. That's what it takes. Sorry. I mean, you don't have to get divorced or anything like extreme. This isn't Right Conscious. This is just Ian. If you don't have young kids that you have to take care of, block out time, get your book done. Okay. That's what I have to say about sacrifice. Going back to the 80% thing, you don't have to agonize. If you know in advance that you're going to be sending this off to a bunch of beta readers or critique partners or a combination of both or an editor or whatever, you don't have to stress out about every single line being perfect. You want to stress out about the story being perfect. As perfect as possible. I mean, I don't get it right, but as perfect as possible. Which I know I said 80%. If the story is great and the prose could use some work, that's 80%. Right? So, no, I've never actually read any of the books that I've written, which sounds insane. And it is. because I wanted to write the next one. This, like, okay, let's just take, for example, I'll just make it up. Okay. I finish writing book 4. I start writing book 5. I remember the story of book 4, the only important part, and I go to write book 5. Because I have the story from 4 in my head, I can write 5. And because I'm sacrificing everything for very large blocks of time every single day, including the weekends, I can stay in the story of book 5 and write an awesome story. Great. Then what do I do? Well, because I only write in scenes, I don't write in chapters, I do have to go through and read the first and last line from each scene and then chunk them up into chapters because, that's what's expected. And then I send them off to beta readers and the editor. That's what I do. I don't read them. Now, I say beta readers, but honestly, they're a mix of beta readers and critique partners. A critique partner is also a writer. A beta reader is only a reader, and they do provide different types of feedback. Usually the critique partners are much harsher, which is fine. So I get that feedback back. I have received feedback on every single book that I've sent off to everyone so far, books 1 through 5. I have not finished writing book 6 yet because what have I been busy doing? I've been busy beta reading. Except the term is actually critique partnering, but that sounds stupid, so we all say beta reading. I've been busy beta reading for the last 2, 3, 4 weeks. Things just keep coming in, which is wonderful. I get to see what everyone else is up to. I get to see the style, what they've been influenced by or whom. It's great. And then I leave, 10,000 comments or whatever it is on the document for every single thing that is either a plot hole or where it caught my mind a little bit. And I'm like, I don't think that's correct. You might want to rework that bit. Or change the order of this sentence because that's not right. You should start with this and end with that. This is the wrong word. That's not anywhere close to what that word means. There's some grammar stuff that I throw in there too. A lot of dev stuff, a lot of copy edit stuff. And you may argue, you straw man that I'm talking to right now, that it is not my job as a beta reader to point out any of those things. Just the feeling that I had. Or, be a cheerleader and say, oh my God, I love this part. Meanwhile, in the back of my mind, I'm like, there were 15 friggin' typos leading up to that neat one sentence that you want me to praise. No. Everything's pointed out, good and bad. Not necessarily bad, but could need improvement or needs improvement or augmented, or let's flesh that out a little bit more, or whatever. The same as I expect people to do when they read my work. And they do. They're not quite as anal as I am, but it's all right. Different strokes for different folks. But it is wonderful how we're able to send our manuscripts to each other, provide any level of feedback, build off of that, rewrite things, and these books just keep getting better and better and better for every single person in the community. I do really enjoy that. So it's not actually insane advice, in my opinion, to send out your book with 80% effort, because it gives people something to latch onto so that they can feel they're making a contribution. But at the same time, they'll also feel comfortable pointing out the bigger things that might require, whole rewrites of sections, whole chapters. Like the whole friggin' book might have to be rewritten, or like every mention of a thing might need to be rewritten within your book. And giving them something easy to say, no, 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 that's wrong, or you made a typo here, also gives them permission to give that kind of feedback. And I think that's valuable, incredibly valuable. Otherwise, they might be like, I think he thinks this is perfect and I should just keep my mouth shut. I don't want that. I don't want you to keep your mouth shut. Give it. Give me all of it. Right? The other extreme advice, blocking out huge amounts of time. I mean, I mostly, while I was writing books 1 through 5, I was blocking out 6 hours a day, Monday to Friday. Total sacrifice. I haven't watched TV in over a year, or anything other than like AuthorTube videos, which I watch while I'm smoking in the garage. I probably smoke too much so that I can finish watching the AuthorTube videos, honestly. That did increase my consumption a little bit, but that's all I've been watching are AuthorTube videos, and then like writing the books. 6 hours a day, Monday to Friday. I'm done work at 3. I go writing until 9. Sacrifice everything else. On the weekends, 12 to 16 hours each day. Writing. Sacrifice. And that's how I wrote 5 books in like 3 weeks each, effectively. I mean, I took a lot of time off between book 1 and book 2 because I was a new writer and had no idea if what I had written in book 1 was any good. But it turns out that it was. And once I got that feedback, I was able to continue. So every book that I've written has been written in 3 weeks. Book 1 was written in 2 weeks, but I took a week to outline first. Book 6 is taking for friggin' ever. And the reason for that is because I'm more involved in the community. I'm doing more beta reading. I've had to prep a bunch of stuff to go off to the editor, like, separating it into chapters and making the friggin' French glossaries. There's a lot of French terms in my books. Doing that mini stuff and, thinking about covers and the audiobooks and how we're going about all of this stuff. So book 6 was, the writing of it was put on the back burner while I focused on everything else. However, I was still focused on everything else. This most recent beta read.
Ian wasn't supposed to say what he just said, so we cut to the closet man instead, as he sings a little song, little song, little song.
I won't tell you who it is or what the thing was about or anything like that, but I spent 11 days reading that. And one of those days was 18 hours long. How is it possible that it takes you 11 days to read a book? 60, 65K, whatever it is. I don't know. I didn't get a word count. Because I'm not reading the book. I'm evaluating the story. Every single line, back and forth and back and forth, figuring out if it's the right word, terminology, if it fits with everything else that's been said, backwards or forwards. It's not just reading. It's putting in, this is where we change things, 100% effort to make someone else's work the best it can possibly be. And I believe that it's worthwhile. And I believe that the people that I've beta read for eventually appreciate the amount of feedback. And I've received some comments that yes, that is the case for everyone that I've beta read for so far. So that's great. Okay, you know what? I have no idea what the rest of this video is even supposed to be about, so we'll just say that that's it. The most insane things you've ever heard. Put in 80% effort, send your shit out without reading it, block off huge amounts of time, sacrifice everything, and get your stuff done if you actually want it to get done. That's what I have to say about that. Okay, see you next time, unless you've unsubscribed. Love you. Bye. Okay, so in reality, I don't sacrifice all of my time. Sometimes I have to, do household things. So this is what I did for 4 hours yesterday, was stack 3 face cords of wood for fires in the winter, and also so that I can barbecue again because we ran out of wood. And so I cut up all the wood on the saw after splitting it with the splitter that's hidden underneath this tarp for some reason. And what else have we got in this garage? Look at this. Look at the amount of beer cans. I drink my own weight in beer every week. It's crazy. And then we got bags of kindling from things we've cut up. That helps. What else have we got? Oh, look, more beer cans, cigarette packs. Jesus, I'm a mess. Look, it's a dehumidifier that doesn't work, so I had to order a new one. They're like $300 a pop, and they only go for 3 years or 5 years. I got battery-operated lawnmower and snowblower. This pizza box doesn't have to be here. It doesn't actually go in recycling. The bottom half has to go in the compost, which is that guy, and the top half goes into recycling because greasy things go into compost. Clean things, except that part's not clean. I'll have to cut that off. Go into recycling. You don't put dirty things into recycling. Kids don't seem to care, but whatever. What else we got? It's fun to walk outside. Oh, it's my car. Hello, car. Can I actually get close enough here? Oh, there you go. There's my front license plate. It's Cthulhu. Isn't that cool? In Quebec, you don't need another numbered license plate. You can have any old garbage you want. Anyway, this is what I look at most of the time. Just like friggin' mess everywhere. I mean, I do clean it up periodically. Let's have a tour. Why not? What do we got? We got an air conditioner, thing I use to cut up logs. I don't know if you can even hear me. We got our tomato plants. Look at all these tomato plants. Our makeshift raised garden bed that I made with this stupid trim. That trim's lasted 5 years. Whatever. Don't fix it if it ain't broke. Lots of tomato plants and zucchini plants are in there. And there's more tomato plants here. Nothing's actually matured yet. What do we got? Everything just looks green. That's a haskap bush. Haskaps are a cross between a blueberry and a raspberry. That's the female of the haskap bush. That's the male. You need both. Anyway, most of them died. We had a bunch of haskaps. What else we got? Oh, the sun. Hello, sun. Sun and moon together. Stairs leading down into the ravine that we have. More tomatoes. Why isn't that tomato grown? Jesus, look at this. Why are you so tiny? Why haven't you grown? I don't know. You don't have random huge branches on your lawn? I do, because I gotta cut it up. The hose for the friggin' pool. We got our garden, raised garden beds. I don't remember what's in these things. Whatever. All sorts of stuff. Lots of holes in these. I don't even know what this is, but I think they're beets. Lots of holes, though. There's those little white moths that fly around, and they just like to eat everything. What else we got? Oh, look, it's a house. Hello, house. You know, the staircase that's fallen down. God. Okay, that's enough of, you know, Ian's world. Is it pretty? It was prettier from back there. Okay. Ian's world. Thank you. Goodbye.